Sziasztok, kedves középsulisok! A mai alkalommal egy nagyon érdekes helyszínre látogattunk el, a Rádai utcában található Bombonier kávézó és galériába. Itt egy nagyon érdekes kiállítás található, de talán nem is igazán a kiállítás az érdekes, hanem az, aki készítette. John Stephan, egy amerikai nyugdíjas, aki 2017-ben költözött Budapestre, és egy egészen különleges közösséget alkotott meg itt a Rádai utcában, és erről fogunk most vele beszélgetni. Mivel John amerikai, ezért angolul lesz az interjú, viszont feliratozom majd nektek. What did you do when you were a truly American?
Oh, that's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. From age 22 to age 40, I worked with wood. I made furniture and houses. I built musical instruments and log cabins. And age 40, I still had all my fingers. I hadn't lost them. And I was tired of physical work, and I wanted to travel abroad. When I was a young man, the American war with Vietnam was going on, so I lost a lot of friends in Vietnam. And at age 40, I went back to university. I did not finish my bachelor's degree when I was a young man. So I went back to university at age 40 and was able to study in Vietnam. And once I had gone to Southeast Asia, then I fell in love with Asia, and I lived and worked in Asia for 4 years. I worked with Vietnamese and Lao and Burmese refugees. After Asia, I went to Africa. I worked in 1 year in the Rwandan refugee crisis after the Rwandan genocide. And then sometime around age 58 or 59, I retired in the U.S., and that's the short version of the story.
How did you came here to Budapest? Because I know that a lot of Americans doesn't even really know that there is a country called Hungary and it has a city called Budapest. So how did you find Budapest?
Well, and you're 100% right. I mean, I knew very little about Hungary prior to coming here, except for the fact I had one Hungarian friend from Debrecen that I had met prior to coming to Hungary. My wife had a job opportunity in Doha, Qatar, and I was with her there in Qatar for a year and a half, but I felt like a bird in a cage on the 26th floor of a glass and steel tower. I was going nuts. And since my wife is from Belgium, we decided to look for a flat for me in Europe, and we were on our way to the Netherlands, if that's where we were looking. But we came through Budapest on our way to the Netherlands, and we were here 3 days and fell in love with the city. And that was 4.5 years ago, and here I am.
What was the first impression with art in your life?
When I was in primary school, we had little cards like this that had photographs of famous paintings, and I was always fascinated by this, and we would talk about it, and I think there was a description on the back of the card telling us about the artist and whatnot. So I was fascinated by it, but it was just like learning about history or geography, just something that you learned. But I would always doodle, is what we call it. I would be bored in class and I'd be drawing pictures. And one day I drew a picture of a classmate, and I showed it to my friends, and everybody immediately knew who it was. And so that kind of reinforced my notion that I could draw. But at age 39, and this was just prior to going to Vietnam, I saw a film about Paul Gauguin, and Paul Gauguin he was a broker, I think, or a banker in Paris, and would paint it on the side when he could. But at age 40, he left his wife and family, and I'm not saying that was a good idea, but that's what he did. And at age 40, he left his wife and family and went to Tahiti, and now we know Paul Gauguin is a remarkable artist. I didn't really understand or think about the possibility that at age 40 I could actually start painting. But when I got to Vietnam, like Hungary at the time, it was just after they opened to the Western world, And Vietnam artists were blossoming. They were just blossoming in 1991 when I was there. And that inspired me. And so my very, very, very first drawings and sketches and actual paintings started in Vietnam.
It will be a hard question. What do you think? What is the most important thing in life?
Believing in yourself. Believing in yourself. That's all there is, you know, that's all you got. And you don't have tomorrow, yesterday's gone. It's today, it's this moment. And you can believe in the things that you want to do in the future, but you can't live in the future, you can only live here. And while you're here, in this moment, you have to believe in yourself. And that's what makes people, that is what gives people the strength, in my opinion and my experience, to follow their dreams. It's just believing you can do it.